Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me if you are joining live tonight, or thank you so much for watching the replay. Happy Wednesday. Cheers. I have got a cup of tea. I'm finally drinking one of my teas from the David's Tea Advent Calendar, although you can probably see it's still steaming. So it's going to be a minute before I actually take a sip of this. Let me know down in the comments, what are you drinking while we're hanging out tonight? Oh my gosh. All of the talking about the snow. Hello from Hawaii. Oh, I'm definitely jealous of where you are right now. Oh, I've actually never been to Hawaii, but I've heard that it is absolutely beautiful and perfect and amazing. My mom and stepdad got married there. Got lots of water tonight, lots of water. I finally finished my water at a reasonable time, so I was able to enjoy a glass of tea. I'm going to put this down because it's really hot. It's still very, very, very hot. We got lots of water. Ooh, this sounds good. Blackberry bubbly. Beer, because it is beer o'clock. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Jamie, it's really tempting. But I'll tell you, the advice that I got from somebody was go as far as you want to go for your honeymoon, because the closer trips are easier to take once you have kids. So I think we're going to go even further than that. Although if we somehow it's safe enough to get married, but not safe enough that countries aren't letting us in, that is definitely an option. That is, the US for a honeymoon option. But I think we're going to go a little bit further and save that trip for somewhere else. Also, Sam's already been to Hawaii, so we felt like our honeymoon should probably be somewhere we both haven't been. So. That's true. We could just go on our way if we're just on our way to Japan. We're talking about Thailand is our option for our honeymoon. Yeah. So if anyone's ever been to Thailand and you have any recommendations or tips or anything, I mean, again, fingers crossed, everything is super safe and our plan is to go next summer. So, all right. Well, that's it. You guys let me know what you're drinking. So what questions do you have? What do you want to chat about tonight? I'm all ears. Actually, I guess you're all ears and I am all mouth. What's the opposite of that phrase? What is the opposite of that phrase? Oh my gosh. Was it amazing? Do you want to was it enough or do you want to go back and spend more? Ooh, if we do Thailand, do Singapore too. It's only an hour flight away. Okay. That's good to know. I do know there's a lot to do. Like the entire Thailand is big country. Like there's multiple things that we could do there too. But I'll keep that in mind if we're going that far, right? Okay, I'm going to burn myself if I even attempt to take a sip of this. But it smells amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. Great question, Sarah. There are sections for rewards or celebrations. Do you do these for your goals? I am not good at rewards and celebrations. That is something that I definitely want to get better at. I don't have much of a better answer besides the fact that no, I'm not good at doing rewards and celebrations. I just kind of when I see something that I want, I get it for myself, instead of being a little bit more specific about it. Are you planning a relaxing honeymoon or activities? Katie, we are planning a balance of both. We both love activities, and on a normal trip, I'm very activity. For this one, I requested that we have at least 2 days where we just lay on a beach and do nothing. And then the rest of it can be activity. So it's going to be a balance of both. Because we're not going right after our wedding, I also don't feel the need for it to be super relaxing. If we were going right afterwards, I've heard make it a relaxing trip. Oh, is Sam using the companion notebook system and how's he liking it? Well, he filled it in with his annual goals. And that's about as far as he got. He has not used it since we've been back in New York. So I don't know. I'm towing this line of do I remind him of it? I don't want it to feel like I'm pressuring him to use it. So, but he has not touched it. Ooh, Lisa Marie, this is a great question. Do you feel like tracking your health goals in a separate planner has made you more focused and made a bigger impact? Absolutely. Having those metrics somewhere else allowed me to be more detailed in them. I could have incorporated health into my daily planner. And while I think the benefits of that would be it's somewhere that I look at it every single day, I think that having it separate allowed me to be more detailed and encouraged me to work a little bit harder for some of those other sections. The other big thing to know though is that I was okay doing it in a separate planner because I just latched it onto my morning routine. So I already had a routine that was very well established that I could easily stick it in there. It can be really difficult sometimes to add in a new planner or a new tracking system and have a whole, like now it's a whole nother thing that you have to check in with if you don't have a place that it just like kind of fits in smoothly, if that makes sense. But I do love, love, love my health planner and will definitely be ordering a new one when this one ends, maybe even before. You attended a seminar where the speaker explained that when you celebrate, you invite more of the same into your life. I love that. I think I do a good job of celebrating. I don't know that I do a good job of like specific rewards. Let me tell you, because I have you and because I share so much of my life on the internet, I feel like I'm celebrating every time I'm telling you about me achieving a goal. And that gives me that satisfaction of celebration. Do I have like, when I lose this number of pounds, I'm going to buy this, or when I do this, I'm going to buy this? Not very often. I will do it for select things, but not very often. But that's just, I don't know, it's just me. Have you held a plum paper 7x9 daily in your hands? Not a daily, Sarah, but I've held a 7x9 notebook in my hands, and it's big. I mean, they feel big for whatever reason. And knowing how thick the 6-month daily is, I just have to imagine it is massive. If it would come in a 3-month, I would maybe be tempted. I don't even need all the space I have now though. So I don't know that I ever need a 7x9. I mean, never say never, but right now I don't feel like I need a 7x9. I just get that in like notebooks now. I don't feel like I need it I actually have it. If you want to see it, I have it handy because it's my reading journal, right? So here's the 7x9. It does feel pretty big. And then here's my health planner side by side. So it's got another like, I don't know, 1.5 inches to the side, obviously, because that's how an A5 works. It feels so much bigger though. I don't know why, but yeah. Do you have a personal friends, family Instagram as well as Plan with Laken? No, Courtney. I just felt like having 2 Instagrams to try and manage would just be too much. I don't accept friend requests on Facebook unless I like actually know you in real life. And so I will sometimes share stuff on Facebook that's a little bit more personal than I would on Instagram. And if there is something that I want to share with my friends and family, I just text it to them. I don't even I just have a couple group texts, like both sides of my family and a couple close friends, and that's enough for me. I don't feel the need to have a separate friends and family Instagram. But I know some people have said that that's been really helpful for their business. And I know that some people have told me to do it because they don't want to see my personal life. And I'm like, that's just too bad. I mean, most of my friends and family follow Plan with Laken. So my dad jokes that that's how he keeps up with my life, is by following me on Instagram. So, or even today, my stepmom is so funny. She texted me at like 2 and she was like, so I didn't work out this morning and I scheduled it to happen right now, but now that it's 2:00, I don't want to, and I don't have the energy, like help. I think she asked me to give her a push. And so I told, well, the advice that I gave her, I'll close this down. The advice that I gave her was, which I have said before to many of you when talking about goals and not feeling motivated or excited about something, I said, commit to something small. Pick a short workout and one with she does everything Peloton. And so I was like, pick a short workout and a good playlist and commit to just finishing that. And if at the end of that, you still have no motivation, don't want to do it, then be done with it. But if at the end of that you have the motivation and the excitement to keep going, then do more and keep going. And she said it totally worked. I haven't seen any new comments come in since Courtney's, and I don't know if that's my issue. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Lisa Marie, gosh, I don't even know how many outstanding friend requests I have on Facebook, but I do not accept friend requests unless I've actually met someone in person. Yeah, that's just, I don't know. It's the way that I keep it separate. I keep my Facebook profile separate from Playing with Laken. So, Abby, I answered this question a little bit earlier. He didn't touch it. You've been staying off Instagram for a few days and it helps you with your productivity and mental health, but you're not using it to build a business. Yeah, it's tough because I want to spend less time on Instagram from an Instagram mental health standpoint, but at the same time, yeah, Instagram is a big part of my business. So I'm still working on that balance and still trying to figure it out. The biggest issue too with Instagram that frustrates me is their usability on other platforms like computers and iPads sucks. Like just flat out, it's not great. I really only enjoy being on Instagram on my phone. So I would love to like delete Instagram from my phone and only access it from my iPad or my computer so that I can make it business focused. But the just usability of it on those platforms is not enjoyable for me. And so I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm working on that. I ordered my first Amox Life Planner. I'm so excited. You're a stay-at-home mom, and I have no idea how to use the work and learning category. Man, that is a job. You could make that the job, right? The mom aspect, make it parenting if that's something that you want to work on. Or if there's another topic or a goal that you have that doesn't really fit as well into any of the other categories, you could make it that. You could make it just learning in general. Now that does kind of overlap with personal growth a little bit, or growth and development, or growth, whatever that category is. So that can be kind of an issue. Or here's my favorite tip: just cross it off. If that's not an area of life that you need to focus on right now, just cross it off. Amanda, what does Sam do during the lives and the Monday night classes? He's in the other room. The lives we had to kind of once we figured out that the internet's really better out here and I needed this space to go live, we just made like an agreement that on Wednesdays, whenever he has a break in calls in the late afternoon, we switch spots and he goes in there and I come in here. But in 5 short weeks, this will no longer be an issue. Oh yeah, Wild You. That's a great recommendation. Or Skillshare. It's a great recommendation. What is my favorite class in Justine's Fit Club? Oh man, that's tough. I love the Hamilton dance cardio. I probably have like a favorite of each of the categories, right? So my favorite dance cardio is the Hamilton one. The Disney one's a pretty close second because she pulls in like some Cheetah Girls and Disney Channel Lizzie McGuire. It's pretty great. So far, my favorite strength one, I don't know. That's a tough question because the problem with the strength, not the problem, but the strength ones don't have like a music theme. So I don't really have like a favorite that I've done. I don't know. That's a tough. My favorite classes to take are the bar classes. I don't know why. Those are just my favorite classes to take. When my kids were little, no ER trips. Check. It's a good one. You recently deleted Instagram and Facebook apps from devices and only see it from the browser. Yeah, and Facebook, I could totally do that. Susan, Facebook's not really my issue. I could totally do that with Facebook and be completely content. In fact, I'd like to hang out in Facebook on my computer more than my phone anyway. It's Instagram. That's my problem. Danielle, there will be lots more about the moving plan in this week's weekly vlog. I'm doing it in a spreadsheet, in a Google spreadsheet, and I'm sharing all of that in this week's weekly vlog. And we got boxes delivered today. It's time to start packing. This weekend, I'm going to try and tackle the like holiday stuff. And even if I just get that one section of, it's like literally 2 plastic bins and then a bag of stuff that we brought home from Chicago. And if I can get through those 3 things this weekend, I'm going to feel great. Nicole, I have no news on Go Wild. I'm so sorry. What is one feature you'd love to have in your new office? Alexa, that's a great question. Really, I'm just looking forward to having more desk space. I'm looking forward to having space to like have my planners and my monitor and have space to like spread everything out. Like when I'm working, it is, I don't have space on my desk for like my monitor, my work laptop, my work planner, and my personal planner, and my phone. Like there's just, and usually some sort of drink or two. There's not space for that on my desk right now. And it's frustrating. So I'm just excited to have a bigger desk and to have all of that space that I can spread out and do all the things. Oh, Stacy, any advice on the personal category of Moxie Life? I struggle with this too. I also feel like it overlaps so much. My tip here is going to be to go to my Instagram. I posted about this last week, maybe the week before. It's a picture of the Moxie Life weekly action page. And I ask that exact question. I ask to differentiate between personal growth and fun. I was like, how these all feel the same to me. And maybe it's just because we're at home right now, but those all feel very similar to me. And I got a lot of great advice in the comments on how other people, and here's the conclusion of that. It's what you want it to be. It's how you want to define each of the categories, and everybody does it differently. And the big tip I got was just to pick something and stick with it. And once you've chosen something, you can use that consistently. So one of the things I actually did last week was kind of define what each of those categories means to me. And so for me, I'm treating personal as routines. I picked like 3 things in every category that I wanted to focus on. Routines, personal care, so like hygiene or going to the doctor. And then, dang it, now I can't remember what the last one was. I don't know. But that's, I kind of just picked, and those are going to be my things that go in that category. So that would be my tip. Jessica, you mentioned you're doing well with your nutrition. Any tips? I mean, I'm working with a nutrition coach. So that really, really helps me with that, is her holding me accountable. But my biggest tip, and the biggest things that I've changed since starting in January that she's helped me with, that's made a huge difference. 1, water, drinking all of the water and getting all my water. And 2, protein. I have a very high protein goal, and hitting that protein goal every day is super critical. 3, giving myself grace when there are days that like I'm going to eat whatever. Like on Super Bowl Sunday, I just ate what I wanted to eat and I didn't worry about it. And it was one meal. So I just let it go. And that's a big one for me. Yeah. So my 5-year journal is from Unbound. This is what it looks like. Unbound, 5 years. It's great. I love this thing. The paper is great. Quality. I mean, I've had it now, I guess, for a year and a month, and it has held up. It's gone everywhere. I've taken it pretty much on every trip I've gone on. Like this baby went to China. Like it's been in a lot of places, and it has held up. Well, as I said that out loud, the number of trips I've been on since I started this is very few, because I started this January 1st, 2020. But I took it to China. That's what I was thinking in my head. Oh, well. Yes, Tina, I did share the Amplify planner. It's going great. Everything I said in that video is still absolutely true. It is too much space for me for work. Technically, like there's a lot of empty white space on that page at the end of the day, because I love the hourly section and I love the to-do list section. And that's all that I pretty much use. And so there's a lot of empty space on the page. I don't need something that big, and it is still pricey. Like that planner for, the entire year would be $120. And that's a lot for a whole year for a work planner. So, I'm not opposed. I do like it, but like I said, I have 4 now. So I'm going to do 1 for each quarter. And at the end of the year, hopefully my needs won't have changed and I'll just pick one. Excuse me. I'm working on my Write the Word from Cultivate What Matters. Sometimes I think of things to journal. Sometimes I can't think of things to journal on your heart. Do I have any recommendations when you're stuck on journaling? Yes. Couple things. 1, prompts. Go to the internet, Google journal prompts, and like pick a list and save it, like screenshot it and save it to your phone, or print it out and stick it in your Write the Word journal. And if you're struggling, then pick a prompt from that list and write there. Number 2, sometimes during my morning pages, I literally write, I don't know what to write. I have no idea what to write about. I don't want to write today. And I just write that over and over again. Sometimes things come out of it and come out of my head and I start writing about other things, and sometimes I don't. The other big prompt that I always kind of fall back on is I am feeling blank. That's how I will start my morning routines if I don't have something immediately come to mind, I will start with, I am feeling blank and go from there. Yes, we talked a little bit about Cindy's book club last week in the live. I am participating with the nonfiction book. I was able to grab it from the library. I'm not buying books in 2021, which is proving difficult. There's a couple that I want to buy right now, but I am not. And so I got the nonfiction book from the library, but the fiction book had 300 holds on it. I went ahead and put it on hold because it sounds good. And so I'll read it when I come up in line, which is, you know what I just realized? So when you so the New York Public Library system is a massive system. Okay. There's I don't even know, an obnoxious number of branches in the city, in all the boroughs. And only a certain number of them are open right now. I have to walk to a much further one than I normally would right now because the closest one's not open, which is fine. So when you pick to put something on hold, you say, I want to pick it up at X location. And I just realized that the location I put for that fiction book, there is no way I am going to be able to, not going to come up in the 300s while I'm by this location. I need to go switch that to the location by the new apartment, which is actually pretty close. There's a library pretty close there too. But I'm glad you asked that because that just totally triggered that for me. Amanda, I may have done a review on it in a vlog a year and a half ago when I first got it. It does not have questions, nor does it have dates. I'm trying to find one that because obviously I have every year is written in it. So let me find one that I'm comfortable. Oh, here you go. Okay. So it's got, this is hard to do on the computer. Okay. So it has 2000 and then you fill in the year and then it's got 5 lines. Towards the end of last year, I kind of phoned it in and I just wrote 1 or 2 lines. I'm trying to be really good this year about filling up all of them or at least all but one of them. But so, right, that was 2020. And now this year I'm writing a 2-1 right there and then going. I guess it does have dates at the top, the date of the year, but it doesn't have the year. If that helps. When I try the Rocket book, Nat, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. Rocket book. Sarah, I have never used the Plum Paper Wellness Notebook. I'm trying to remember when I was deciding on my wellness journal, there was something about that one that I didn't like. And I didn't want to check in. I didn't want to write every day. I can't remember what it was on the date, on the daily pages. And I was I'm not doing that every day. So that's why I decided to go ahead and make my own. But I mean, I love Plum Paper. Oh, Jessica, thank you so much. That is so sweet. I also look forward to Mondays right now with that. It definitely brightens up my Mondays and can't believe it's already Thursday and it's already time for us to check in tomorrow. I have one pre-submitted question that I'm really excited to answer. Yep. Moxie Life offers the compass assessment for free, which is really awesome. You can use that any way you want. Yeah. It's, I think I linked it for a video. Oh, I know. Never mind. Secrets. I linked it for a video recently. So I had to go grab the link. I think I'm all cut up. Let's see if this tea is at a temperature that I can enjoy it at. Oh my gosh, it's so good. This is the caramel shortbread. I think I already said that. You don't need to see my ladder in the background. It's so good. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. All right, I think I'm all caught up on questions. I also think there's a delay from when you type them to when I actually receive them. Trying to think if I have anything else to share, anything to talk about besides this giant stack of boxes sitting right next to me that are pack me, pack me. I'm not excited to pack, y'all. Packing is not a thing I'm excited about. I'm never excited to pack even for vacation. I'm not excited to pack. I'm excited to move, but I'm not excited to pack. But it's an inevitable part of moving. All right, come on, comments. I know you're there. There we go. There we go. We're there. It's not like an affiliate link or anything, Amanda, so just go buy it. It's just a link to the website. Grace, I did sign up for Discord a while back whenever Cindy officially moved herself over to Discord. I just haven't really used it. That's all. I know we talked about this last week. Elise, they're just going to get piled up in corners. I mean, nothing this apartment is basically going to be not excited to live in, not exciting to live in for the next 5 weeks. That's just where we're at. It's already not because there's already piles of things I didn't unpack from Chicago because I just didn't want to deal with it until it was time to pack because I knew we were going to move. So it's already feeling a little bit like that, but it's okay. It's 5 weeks. We can make it. Lisa Marie, what is Sam looking forward to the most? He is looking forward to having his own office, both from he can work when he wants to work and not have to worry about my schedule or my needs or any of those things. Like today, even I wanted to make a smoothie for lunch, but he was on like back-to-back calls and had no breaks. And I literally didn't eat lunch till like 2 because I put the stuff in the blender thinking it was going to be done. It was a long thing, but it's gonna be very nice. I know he's excited about that. And then also to have a space where he can just like decorate and make it his own. It's been a long time since he's been able to do that. So he's excited about that too. Oh, you posted it in the Facebook group. Oh, okay. I don't really like friction pens. I don't know what it is about that, but yeah. Stacy, it is on my Instagram page. So I asked that question on Instagram. It's a picture of the Moxie Life weekly actions. It's like maybe 7, 8 photos back. Hopefully you can find it. If not, message me on Instagram and I'll send you the link. Elizabeth, will our new apartment get more light than our current place? 1,000%. It is not on the first floor, which is helpful. I can't remember if it faces the back or not now, but it has a decent number of windows in the rooms. So in our offices and in the bedroom. The kitchen and the living room are still pretty dark. There are no light or windows in those rooms. I don't know how they get away with that because I thought that was a law in New York City that you had to have windows in every room. There are no windows in those rooms. So those rooms are still pretty dark and are going to require some light, but that's okay. It's worth it for the rooms that we spend the most time in. Do you keep previous year's journals and how do you store them? Well, Susan, I have not done a good job of finishing journals in the past. This is like the first year in a long time that I've been really consistent with a lot of journals. And then in general, though, certain things I keep and certain things I don't. All my old weekly planners, I just have them in like a plastic storage bin. I don't store them in any particular way. There's probably a better thing to keep them in to help preserve them for longer, but that's just how I keep them. Certain things like my morning pages journal or some of my daily planners, I don't keep because those are just like lists and scribbles. Like it's not something I feel like would have value in somebody going back to flip through. Whereas like the weekly planners and like the 5-year journal, I will definitely keep eventually, but not in a specific way. Ashley, I am excited about getting rid of things that I don't want to move. 1,000%. That is the best part of packing is that I get to go through things one by one. What I guess I'm not excited about packing is like, first off, the sheer amount of things to go through, just like it feels a little overwhelming. And then just like making sure everything is packed well. The last 2 times I've packed and moved, my mom has helped me. I feel like such a not almost 30-year-old saying that statement, but it's true. And she's really good at doing that. And really, it's really helpful. So I don't know. I'm kind of not excited about that. Lisa, have I decided if I'm changing my word of the year for one little word? Yes, I am. I still love the word trust and it still really applies to my goals. But to the extent that I wanted a word that really just resonated with me and my current stage of life, there's just another word that has been popping out and I'll share it when I finally start working on one little word. I haven't done anything yet. I'm hoping to get to it on next Monday when I'm off of work. But I am going to change it. You're a Texas girl. Hello. Relocating to the East Coast, Virginia for work. What were priorities for apartment search? Well, Shannon, I will answer, but the hard part about this question is that apartments in New York City are so different from anywhere else I've ever seen in the entire universe. Maybe, okay, that's probably not true. There's probably places in Europe that are very similar, but in the United States, there's just nowhere like New York in terms of what you can and cannot get for your money, and the size of places and the upgrades. Like finding dishwashers and washers and dryers in New York is just, it's really, really difficult. And in other parts of the country, it's just not like it's normal. And if it would be bizarre for your apartment not to offer you those things. And so I feel like saying what my priorities were, what our priorities were for our new apartment is just so specific to it being a New York City apartment that it's hard to kind of compare them. My tip here, which is what we did, and I'm really glad that we did this, is we had like the non-negotiables, right? The things that are like we're not moving if we don't get these things. And then we had the like it's almost like green light, yellow light, red light, like the things that like we pretty much need to have those too. Like if we don't have these also, we'd really question moving. And then there was the nice to haves and the things that we would like to have, but if we don't get them, then that's okay. And what's funny is the one that we ended up like kind of giving in on was the actual rent dollar, which was in the first tier, but we ended up, because we had everything else, so we gave up a little bit on that. But that would be my tip there. Stacey, you're right. I did post it, or Sarah, I posted it in both. I completely forgot. Irma, I feel guilty that I'm already not using one of my planners. I mean, that is almost just a journey. I feel that every planner girl has to go on. That at some point you buy planners and you have too many and you don't use them. And I think at some point we just have to let go of that guilt and realize that that life is more important than planning. I said it. But what's happening outside of your planners is more important than using those planners. And so if it's not working for you right now, then I would recommend not trying to force it. Do Sam and I have Valentine's Day traditions? Abby, we do not. In fact, we haven't spent the last 3 Valentine's Days together. I mentioned this somewhere, I think. The 2 before that were both the Chicago Planner Conference was Valentine's Day weekend. And then Valentine's Day last year, I went wedding dress shopping in Texas. So we haven't spent, we spent the first Valentine's Day together. I'm assuming. I actually I couldn't tell you what we did. But the last 3 we have not. So no. Kat, I did not keep them originally, but I kept last year's just because there were some milestones last year that I just really wanted to capture because last year was crazy. But I did not keep all of my prior ones, but I think I might going forward. I don't know. All my Power Sheets memories are captured on video. So like, do I need to keep the physical product? Debatable. All of the Hamilton references with our new apartment. New York and Commute Man, and we're moving to Kips Bay. Hello from Nebraska. One of my bridesmaids and one of my best friends is from Nebraska. She lives here now, but she is originally from Nebraska, went to Nebraska, and then moved to New York. And I keep saying, eventually I'm going to go visit. I'm going to go home with her. I mean, I've met her parents a number of times when they come to New York, but I want to go home with her to meet her parents, or not to meet her parents, to be with her parents in her hometown. But it hasn't happened because just, life. And then they stopped. No more traveling, which is something I miss a lot. Ooh, using old dated planners as art journals. That's a really great idea. I mean, I'm not a super big, so speaking of art journals, that's one of the categories that I'm like, what do I do? Do I move this stuff? I have a lot of like arts and craft type products. I have like acrylic paints and I have watercolors and I just have like all kinds of that kind of stuff. And I just don't know if I want to move it because I just haven't used it in years. And I always claim that like, I'll use it when I have more space, but like, what does that mean? And when that actually comes, am I going to want to use these products or am I going to want to get new products or am I going to want to do something totally different? So I might get rid of them. Nat, am I taking time off to move? I'm taking 1 day. I'm taking because we have to move during a weekday. It's the building policy. So we are moving on a Friday. And so I'm taking that one Friday. I haven't planned to take any other time off yet. I might, depending, it depends on how unpacking goes. If I feel like after the weekend and maybe the next weekend that we're still not totally unpacked and settled, maybe I will take a day or 2 off. But my thought is I can pack early leading up to it. And that gives me a lot of time. And I don't have any plans those weekends in March leading up to the move. So I can pack those weekends and then unpacking, like, we'll see. So, oh my gosh, Elise, I don't even know where I would put that thing. It looks beautiful. All right, Kat, that I feel like that kind of seals the deal. I think even when I get more space, I'm not going to use them. Like, that's just not what I want to spend my time on for real. Like, I don't get me wrong, I do like painting and I like arts and crafts, and I'm trying to remember when I bought those things, like what I was doing. Like, why are they here in New York? Or are they actually from college? Because like I did a lot of painting of sorority stuff in college. Did I just save them all? If so, those paints can't possibly be good anymore. Have I listened to Heather Kell's podcast with Stephanie Fleming? Not yet. I am so behind on podcasts. Without commuting, my podcast listening has gone like this year. So I'm really behind on lots of podcasts. No, don't apologize. Like, those things needed. That might be the next section that I go through, is like the higher up in our closets and stuff, that after I do the seasonal stuff, that might be the next step. And then it might be like work clothes, because I'm obviously not going to use those pre-pandemic or pre-moving. Ooh, that's a really great advice, Courtney. When you're decluttering, let go of the person that you wish you were. Such a good one. Or the person that you want to be in the future someday. I also struggle a lot with like the someday stuff. Like, I keep like old costumes. Like, is that really worth it? Like, am I really going to ever rewear the costume, or am I always going to rebuy new costumes? Right? Like, is that something that needs to stay? Or like party supplies. Like, for 1 year for my birthday, I did like a luau theme, and I have like a bazillion lays. Do I really need to keep those? I don't know. So I'm struggling with that. Oh, I love that, Susan. That's awesome. I've never even heard of this. A slob comes clean. I have been watching a lot of videos from a woman, the Organized Soprano, I think is what her name is. Tammy sent me a link. She just posted a video earlier this week on moving, and Tammy said, watch this. Like, this is all my advice in a video. And of course, the moving video was fantastic, but then I went down a rabbit hole of this YouTube channel, and I've been watching a lot. She's a professional organizer, and she just shares a lot, and it's been very, very helpful so far. So I'm loving watching her like organization and declutter videos and all those things. That's a YouTube channel I've been watching recently. In fact, I was even thinking today I need to add it to my favorites for my next favorites video. So sneak peek on that. Oh my gosh. Just one more podcast. Oh, she wrote Decluttering at the Speed of Life. Okay. So I have the book on hold. Like, it is ready for me to go pick up, and I just haven't made it to the library yet. And then somebody also told me to listen to it actually while I was packing. So I also put myself on the hold list for the audio version from the library. So I am going to read that. The Organized Soprano. Yes, that's the name. I have been loving her. I never knew she existed until this week. And now she's like basically all I've been watching this week. Oh my gosh. The Sharpie pens. They are the best pens for the plum paper. Hands down. 1,000%. I'm glad that you like them, Rachel. The best. They're the best plans for that planner. For people who don't like shadowing and don't like ridging on the other side, which is me. I'm people. I feel like I could keep getting caught up to questions, and the questions keep not coming in. There's just a delay, and it's very frustrating. Sometimes if I click on one, it'll help. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's me or if it's the system. How about the time when YouTube decided it just wasn't going to work on a Wednesday? I don't remember that. Oh, man. Susan, the actual Sharpie pens. These. Sharpie pen. They look like this. It's not as thick as I would like. I would prefer a thicker pen in my plum paper like the Flare, but the Flare takes forever to dry. This dries very quickly, and it doesn't shadow to the other side. Or ridge to the other side. That's key. Are you moving from the area you live right now? I feel like in New York you have to check. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I am moving from the area I live right now. But because this was the neighborhood that we kind of were leaning towards, the train and bus stops don't matter as much because my office is within walking distance of our new apartment. So I can walk to work, which is magical. And Sam is not planning to go back to the office full time. He might go in every once in a while to get something, and he can get there pretty easily from where we are. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Karen, ridging is when you can feel the pen on the other side. So like it happens. I have a really heavy hand, and it especially happens when I write with like a what's like a clicky pen, like a gel pen or a gel pen, but not what's the other, like I don't know, whatever those pens are called. It leaves a ridging on the other side, and I don't like that. Yes, Amanda, I do struggle with that sometimes. It will bend if you press too hard. But the paper is so smooth that it kind of helps with that. I don't have that issue as much on this paper with this pen, and I don't use these pens on any other paper besides plum paper. Well, it lasted for like 4 days, and I haven't done it since. But I came up with another idea. So February is going to be a little bit of a mess because it's got 2 different concepts going on in the monthly, and I'll share that with you when that video comes out. What are you reading from at the moment? Any recommendations from 2021? Oh my goodness. So right now I am reading Bridgerton just for fun. And I'm also reading like 8 million nonfiction books because apparently I just can't stick with one. So I'm still reading How Not to Die. I'm reading Building a Story Brand, I think is what it's called. It's a business book. And then I'm reading the Un-F Your Habitat, which is the nonfiction book for Cindy's book club. For recommendations, I did love The Tattooist of Auschwitz and then Silka's Journey, which is the sequel. I thought they were both great. I say this, I think, in the vlog coming this Friday. I think that the end I love it for like 80%, and then I feel like she rushes through the endings for both of them, and that part kind of frustrated me. But overall, I would recommend both of those books. Oh my gosh, Rachel, this is mean. Top 3 Disney movies of all time. Well, The Parent Trap counts as a Disney movie because it's on Disney Plus. So The Parent Trap, The Lion King, and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Top 3 musicals of all time. Les Mis, 42nd Street. Those are easy because those are always my first 2 I go to. I say 42nd Street is my favorite happy musical, and Les Mis is my favorite sad musical. And my third one, what do I listen to the most? I don't know. I have so many. I mean, I love Hamilton, but that feels really cliche to make that my third one. I also love Book of Mormon. Hello, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here with us. Oh my gosh. It is one of the ColourPop ones. I can't remember what the name of it is. I'm sorry. I'll share it in the vlog if you watch the vlogs. Have I read Atomic Habits? Yes, it's right there. I read it a long time ago. It is one of those books that's on my like reread list, but then I have this whole massive to-read list. I think it's a lot to take in, but I think that's very valuable if you take the time to implement what he says. The book club starts on Friday. Like she's going to start sending emails on Friday. It's 6 weeks starting Friday. I've only read the first 2 or 3 chapters. So I'm not really into the meat and potatoes of it yet. It's good. It's good so far. Her writing style, it's very much reminds me of Cindy, which I think is kind of perfect. Yeah. Storybook. Maybe that's what it's called. Yeah. Storybook, not Story Brand. No, but there's something about Story Brand. Maybe that's his like website. So I want to answer that with the new one, but at the end of the day, that movie's 25 years old. So it's not really new anymore, but the one with Lindsay Lohan. In fact, when I was like 8, I took the VHS tape of The Parent Trap, the case, not the whole thing. Well, I don't know. The movie might've been inside. I don't remember. I took it to the hair salon with me and told her that that was how I wanted my haircut. just like the cover of the VHS tape. The books are The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and then the sequel to that, which is Silka's Journey, Cilka. You can follow me on Goodreads if you want to see all my books. Oh yeah, Fantasia is a good one too. That one is a very specific memory for me. Watching it at my godmother's house, like I just have a vivid memory of like sitting on her floor in front of the TV watching Fantasia, which is funny. Oh my gosh, Kat, that's hilarious. Yeah. Mhm. Yes, Lisa, my health planner is a plum paper planner. It is the me layout and with custom headers. Ooh, great question. What week are you on for 52 small changes for the mind, and how do you like it? Heidi, I'm on whatever week we're on, 6 maybe. I've been keeping up with it. I read it on Mondays. That's just like what I read first on Mondays. I like it so far. Most of them aren't life-changing. Like they're all things that I have heard of, like the actual topic. There's probably been at least like one little nugget or like a stat that I really like in each of the chapters, but nothing like life-changing so far. This is great. Also, yes. Oh my gosh, Rachel, that's Sam's favorite. Mulan is Sam's favorite movie. It's his favorite Disney princess. His favorite Disney movie. Not his favorite movie. Oh my gosh, Color Purple on Broadway. Michelle, I never got to see it before it closed. Sam and I tried to go get rush tickets once, and it just like the line was just out the door, and we never prioritized it, which I'm really angry at myself about. We ended up seeing Shuffle Along that night, though, that we went to go get Color Purple and then did not get them. And Shuffle Along was great too. We got to see Audra McDonald perform tapping pregnant, and it was unreal. So I don't regret that decision whatsoever. I mean, I regret never going to see Color Purple, but I'm very thankful that we saw Shuffle Along that night. I'm also a sucker for any tap show. That's what you love about Fantasia. It is confusing. Fantasia is a lot of things. Great question. Now, when you can't complete something in your morning routine, do you try to do it during the day or do you just let it go? I just let it go. I know that if I'm skipping it as part of my morning routine, it's not happening later in the day. So what I try to prioritize in my morning routine are the things that are daily, right? So writing in my gratitude journal, reading the Daily Stoic, the things that are every single day. And then if I'm going to skip something, it's going to be the things that are not every day. Or what I also tend to do is I will just cut things short. So I won't write a full page for morning pages. I won't read for the full 20 minutes. I will just cut things short. Like tomorrow, I have an 8 a.m. podcast interview tomorrow. So I need to get my morning routine. I might try to go to bed early tonight and get up a half hour earlier, or I might just cut some things out of my morning routine tomorrow. Oh my God. She was amazing. I have to admit, I had to watch the replay because it was the moment I decided to go to the bathroom. And so I was in the bathroom for the first half of it live, which was very sad. So I had to watch the replay, but no, she's amazing. I just love her. It's made for Jessica, and I have not been doing it. No, I talked about this in a vlog, I don't know, a month ago, maybe more. That I'm just like, it's not for me right now. And I don't think it's a bad program, but I don't think it's for me. Oh my God, same. She gives me so much hope for the future. And I love following her on Instagram now. Any last minute questions, y'all? Oh, I'm so excited for you. I hope that you love it, and I hope that it helps you achieve all of your goals. That's amazing. All right, let's wrap it up with our final question then. What is one thing that you are going to do this week to make progress on your goals? What is the one small thing? Mine is going to be packing up the Christmas stuff, the holiday stuff. There's Hanukkah stuff in there too. But getting that packed, which is not that much, and it should only take up 1 box. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that box done and packed this weekend because that is easy to declutter. I know what is in there. Actually, it's 4 boxes. It's not 3. There's also the box with the actual Christmas tree, which I need to find something to store that actually. Yep, I have a morning routine basket that I absolutely love. It's from Amazon. It's linked in my Amazon shop. My favorite pen for the Moxie Life is the Papermate Flare. The morning routine basket is in the highlights of my Instagram stories. So if you go to my Instagram and you go to the highlights and you go to morning routine, that's where you'll find more info about my morning routine basket. Do a face mask. That sounds amazing. Finish your book outline. I mean, I'm so excited for you. Setting up your Moxie Life goals. Going through your curriculum. Finish cleaning your studio. Oh, you can do it. Writing them all down. That it makes such a difference, Caitlin. Even if it feels like it's not doing anything because you're just writing them down, I promise. I promise. All-day planned family day. I love that. Rachel, that's so funny. We actually talked about this at the beginning of this session. I actually don't do a good job with rewards. That's something that I want to get better at. We should maybe talk about that a little bit more. Oop, I lost my spot. Finishing Atomic Habits, painting your nails. Oh yeah, that can go in the personal. But see, I also think, well, I don't know. It's fun too, kind of. Ooh, Michelle, fasting, blood work. Catching up on decluttering your kitchen. Going through the online content that you bought this week and writing an overview. That's awesome. Staying on top and not feeling guilty about changing. Oh, I love that. I love that. Start the book for the book club. I need to read more for the book club. 15 minutes a day tidy makes such a big difference. Signing up for a while. You have to do that today. Today's the last day to do it before it closes. So you have to do that today. Starting your monthly book club book. Awesome. Y'all, you've got this. It's just one thing. That's your one priority. Whatever you said in the comments, that's your one priority. Go put that in your planner and then check it off and get it done. And if you're watching the replay, do the same. Let us know down in the comments what is the one thing that you're doing this week to make progress on your goals, and then go put it in your planner and commit to just doing that one thing. Small progress is still progress, and taking those baby steps, even if it feels like it's not making a difference, I promise you that it is, and it adds up over time. So make sure that you take the time to pick those steps and put them in your planner. That way you can achieve your goals. All right, y'all. This has been so much fun. Before you head out, if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up, and if you're new here, clicking that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning.